Okay, so it always takes me a second to get all this arranged. Hi, this is Wishop, and welcome back for another reading. This one is for the Pisces Full Moon, which we just had, going through the new moon in Virgo of September 9th. So I think for me, astrologically, the big story is we had this grand Earth trine, and tons of Earth energy will continue because the sun is in Earth. And also Saturn, which is retrograde at 2 degrees Capricorn, is working strongly with Uranus, which is retrograde at 2 degrees of Taurus. And those two big energies are going to continue to play off each other. So for me, what I'm seeing from it is the potential for unexpected offers. Jupiter has gone direct in Scorpio, which is traditionally the house of other people's resources, and also of of passion and vices, and sometimes various substances. But because Jupiter is now direct, it would like to give blessings. And with all of this earth energy, it says to me that blessings could come from unexpected sources, and they could be traditional windfalls, definitely, but they could also be in the form of opportunities for health, for gains in time, for property or objects, things that get lent to you exactly at the time you need them. You could get offers to join something that solves a problem that you have in a completely unexpected way. But it's this generation, this generative power, this very fertile power that is generating offers, generating options, so that even if you decide not to take these options, you'll be so much more satisfied with the choices you've made when you don't feel stuck with them, when you've had the chance to evaluate something new against what you already have and to choose it fresh. When you choose something again, even if it's what you already have, that's a very different feeling from feeling stuck with something and that you couldn't do something different if you wanted to. So I see these kinds of options coming through. Uranus and Taurus means they will come through in unexpected ways. They are going to come through, I think they're going to come through with a lot of generosity and excitement around them. I think you're going to feel a lot of excitement around these offers. And because there is, with the earth energy, there is some fire energy at work here too. We have Mercury in Leo lending its insights. We have Mars at the end of Capricorn getting ready to go into Aquarius. But it's sort of giving a kiss on the way out the door of that sign. Because that's happening, I think these are going to be exciting offers. I think they're going to be offers full of passion and enthusiasm. So they could be love offers. If they are, they're going to be full of passion. And you'll need to think about what that means, where that's going to take you, and is it where you want it to go. But these are going to be physically engaging offers. So they're going to change your material world. They're going to revise your material world. As I said, in ways that I think will be very exciting. So let's get on to the geomancy. And actually, I'm just getting the chat live so that I can, just in case anyone shows up, I can see what's going on. Okay, so I decided for all this earth energy that it would be great to do a geomancy reading, since that's very earthly, and I'm going to use the Uno cards again. This week I had a number of people contact me and tell me how memorable and precise and crisp the Uno cards were in terms of giving direction. Like, do this because of that. So the Uno cards provided direction, like a yes, no, or forward, backward, that kind of an idea. But I think to enlarge the theme upon which they're working, we need something else like tarot or playing cards. Uno cards don't have any people cards in them. There are no kings or queens or pages. There's no major arcana. So they're very directional in nature. And so I think to provide a little rounder experience, it's good to use them with something else. So what they're going to be used with this week is Geomancy. So I'm going to roll some dice and get 3 Geomancy cards from my little mock-up. I made a little mock-up deck just to give me stuff to look at, to show the glyphs. Oh, that's interesting. So where do I put it? Oh, good. They're both odds. Okay. So this to me looks like even, odd, odd, even on this roll. See what I mean? In Geomancy, this goes head, heart, belly, feet. I will go back and link this video, or you can look in my playlist and you'll find a DIY Geomancy set of videos that talk more about how Geomancy works and how you can do it yourself. So if you're interested, you can get into that. This is Conjunctio. See, we've got even, odd, odd, even. And I will put other cards at the bottom of this to block the ones that don't apply. Conjunctio is the card of Virgo, which is where the sun is right now. It's also a card of union. It's bringing things together. It's bringing multiple ingredients together. It is also a crossroads card, a card of choices. And that's exactly what I was talking about, this idea that new options are going to come in and give you things to think about. Oops. So let's get the second one up. So I sort of arranged these in this order. Oh, look, we're going to get it again. Conjunctio again. Interesting. If I get it a third time, I'm going to run out of my mock-up cards because I just have 2 of each of this little mock-up set. But this is plainly important. And the way I read this, I think of this as the current situation, and these cards will have to do with the outcome. So let me roll it again, and we'll see if I get Conjunctio again. It's going to be pretty weird, so let's see what happens. Even, odd, even, odd. And I want to point out, look at this. We've got these 2s and these 5s, 25, 25. If 2s or 5s show up again in the Uno cards, that'll be interesting. And I want to point out the way I number my Geomancy, 7 is Conjunctio or union, or the card of crossroads, choices, alchemy, bringing things together. This is 7, and we've got twin 7s here. 7s are cards of spiritual mastery, and usually they point to a need to master a certain area, and I'm hoping the Uno cards tell us what kind of areas we're mastering. But in just reading the Geomancy, that's even, odd, and that is going to get us to, which I love, one of the nicest cards you can have, Acquisitio, which is the card of acquisition. It's the card of gain. It's Jupiter, that blessing planet in fire. It's Sagittarian. It is also tied, because it's number 1, I think of it as connected to like the Magician card in tarot. It is a card of having everything you need. I'm going to cover over these things which do not apply to our current reading, just so it's not so confusing. I made these mock-ups for myself so that I would have something to play with and to look at and to help remind me of different meanings. Now what's interesting is Conjunctio is mobile energy. These are things in motion, which makes sense, right? Crossroads are not places you stay, they're places that you travel through. And then Acquisitio is a stable card. So it is a card of permanent gains. So you can see it sort of makes these golden bowls. And these golden bowls are like having a full pantry. You're having the things you need. And Jupiter, the great benefic, is making sure that you have the things you need. So when I look at these geomancy cards, they really do substantiate the notion that windfalls are possible and that unusual options are going to show up that give you choices. And those choices are going to yield greater satisfaction. Either satisfaction with what you already have, you will appreciate it in a new way because you've chosen it, or you will gain some new resources that you will see as a step up. And these new resources are going to create a change in your life that is stable. They're not easy come, easy go. This is a mode that is more lasting, right? Jupiter in fire is Sagittarius, and it rules Sagittarius. So how do I explain it? It's its home sign. So when Jupiter, the great benefic, the great blesser, comes home, he is very much able to provide lasting blessings because he's on his home turf. Sagittarius is one of the luckier signs in terms of energies at play. So let's look at the Uno cards and see what we get. I love it. Interesting. Okay, we have the blue 2 upright. So you can think of this as the 2 of cups, the 2 of water. So it will be emotions, relationships. It could be heartfelt vows. Okay, so the coming together could be a relationship coming together, but it could also be a union that it's going to be deeper than just like a mobile phone contract, right? This is a deep union. This is something that goes heart deep. So these are a choice, right? 2s a lot of times have to do with choices of this or that kind of situation. Options that you're going to consider deep in your heart. They're going to touch your heart, and your decision that you make with them is going to be a whole heart matter. It's going to have a sacred quality about it. So that's the situation, and really it is very much playing out just what the astrology kind of looks like right now, that earthly things are going to be brought into your experience, possibly in very unexpected ways. They could be things from the past that you're reevaluating, but things are going to come forward that give you a chance at a crossroads to make a new decision, to make a new incorporation, to make a new union of elements in your life, to rebuild something. I mean, there's really the idea with conjunctio of blending things together, just like a crossroad brings together north, south, east, and west, potentially. All the directions come together at the point of the crossroads. Here at conjunctio at 7, you bring together a lot of different elements, and they're allowing you to make a very heartfelt decision, which I think is really interesting. So let's get into the outcome. Oh, there we go. Oh, check it out. Okay, so we've got this yellow 2 in reverse, and we've got the blue 4 upright. Okay, this is definitely going to be a time for heart over head, which is interesting to say because the earth signs, or the earthly trine that's at work in the astrology right now, seems like it would indicate things which are very practical and very pragmatic, and make your decision for the long term and make your decision for the practicalities. But this gain is a blessing that is coming to you it's kind of like a divine blessing or a divine insight. This isn't the result of all your hard work and your prudence, although certainly this Seven of Earth does indicate that prudence has brought you to where you are now. You are in the position to make this choice because of everything you've done up to this moment. But now the choice has to be something that you see as a sacred vow. It can't be just a pragmatic choice. It can't be something you force yourself into. It can't be, it can't even be a straight binary this or that kind of a choice where you think you're weighing a set of pros and cons. This really has to be, where do I feel my divine function? Where do I feel my heart's loyalty? Where do you feel that you're becoming greater than yourself? That's kind of the choice that I feel is being offered here. So that if you make a big list of pros and cons, that can be a very useful tool at times, but it's not the tool right now. 25 can be a very sacred number because it's 5 times 5. So it's a square of 5. And 5s are dynamic. 5s are very feminine. 5s, they can come with a sense of chaos, but it's because in change is opportunity. And we have 5 5s. And for me, the 5 of diamonds is a card of great luck. And so this sort of 5y energy with this conjunctio and this acquisitio, this gain, I don't know, I just see it as a really lucky time. I see you as getting a lucky break. And the best evaluation you can make is whether or not following this lucky break brings you into a place of greater emotional security, because that's the direction that is well wanted. This gain has to take you to a place of greater emotional comfort, greater emotional stability. If you're trying to build a family or improve your family, what stabilizes your family situation? What stabilizes your sense of home, your sense of, your sense of purpose? With the idea of the blue 4, you can deal with issues of addiction or excess or boredom if it's badly aspected, but it's upright. So we're talking about turning away things which are not going to serve you in terms of your emotional well-being. They're not going to serve your spiritual well-being, and strengthening and taking the lucky breaks that are most about your heart's truth and your spirit's truth, more so than the pragmatic choices. And I think you can think of the idea of a recipe, right? You're incorporating a new element into the recipe of your life. You're going from 2 to 4, right? So you're doing something significant. You're doubling something. You're increasing something. And as you blend those things together with conjunctio, it can look a little weird at first. If you've ever, made recipes or you've mixed colors together, adding new shades to your palette, adding new flavors to your spice rack, it can be weird at first. But where you're going with it is so beautiful and so stable for the long term that you really have to follow your heart and you really have to follow your instinct on this one. And you can't let temporary questions about, ooh, am I making the wrong choice? Is this pragmatic? What will people say? Because 2, of course, we deal with communications and thoughts. So it can be what, I don't know, you can't worry about the thorns in this case. And if this isn't working with someone else, but this is coming to terms with some great part of yourself that you've been at war with, you have to love up your shadow. You have got to embrace that thorny rose. You got to risk the thorns to smell the rose. This is one of those situations where I think your heart and your generous spirit and the enthusiasm that is coming through, the passion and the enthusiasm for something miraculous and new, that is what is going to carry you forward. So I am looking for great strokes of luck that you will experience in a material way. Could be financial, could be property, could be something coming into your life, but it's something that is making a permanent change, not a temporary one. So even if someone is lending you something, maybe they're lending you their car and that helps you go get a job, and then once you've got that job, you're able to get a car of your own. You know, it's a resource that comes in from someone else, potentially, as a blessing, but it is part of your new, improved, bigger, better, more emotionally secure, more spiritually authentic, more intimate, more grounded, more honest future, if that makes sense. That's how I'm seeing it at the moment. I am always interested to know how you're seeing it, how you're perceiving it. But in this case, it's not 2 + 2 = 4. It's like 2 plus more of 2 equals 4. So let me know how things go for you. I wish you all the best. Yeah, as always, rock on with your bad selves.